Hello, I'm the pirate novelist, your captain through the rough seas of media, and it's been quite some time. Okay, let's try this again. Hello, I'm the pirate novelist, your captain through the rough seas of media, and it's time once again for another collection update. Well, hello again and happy Sunday to you. I know it's been a little while. I've just been really busy, so I haven't been able to really, have some time conducive to filming a video. So I thought I'd just do a very quick pickups video for you. So without further much chit-chat, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I picked up is Latin Lace George Shearing Quintet. Like I said in previous videos, I like to go to thrift stores, and this one just happened to catch my eye based on the cover. But it's really one of those classical records. I haven't had a chance to listen to this just yet, but probably going to pop this on after I am done editing this video. But it's just every once in a while when I find something interesting, I just grab it and I think, oh, this is interesting. It's on the Capitol label, and the thing that really kind of drew me to it was this disc keeper sleeve that was on there. Normally I don't buy a record unless it actually has an inner sleeve when it comes to thrift store finds. I'll show you the label here real quick. And it's on Capitol Records. I think what's interesting is it just describes on the back is it's a quintet, so it's probably just classical music. Like, of course, when I think quintet, it's classical music, but it's just something that every once in a while I do like classical music. I like a lot of genres, even though I mainly stick to rock. I like all genres, and this one was just something that I thought was interesting. This one I picked up, and let me pull it out here. Down here. The next thing I picked up from the same thrift store is Sugarloaf Spaceship Earth. I'll show you the back here, and the really cool gatefold. This is what drew my eye to this. This is another one that I haven't listened to just yet. This one is This one is on the Liberty label. I haven't had a chance to clean this up just yet, but another interesting one. The cover really just grabbed my eye. It also came with the lyric sheets, not lyric sheet, but lyric inner sleeve. The thing is with these blind buys, I don't go in, I'll pull it up on YouTube when I'm out and about, or go into the Discogs profile. I just go based off the cover, or if I know similar genre artists and things. So yeah, this one was just quick. It's again Sugarloaf Spaceship Earth. So for those who know me, they know that I am a little bit into country. I've been really trying to broaden my scope with in terms of what I've been listening to, and I picked this up, Conway Twitty and Loretta Lynn dynamic duo. I really like Loretta Lynn, and Conway Twitty is a name that I have heard of, but this is a new genre where I'm dip my toes in, trying to get a little bit more familiar, and I felt this was an interesting way to get started. It's on the MC Records. It's on the MCA Records label. Oh, I just like these inner labels. So yeah, I'm looking forward to listening to this one and bolstering up my country collection. I know I have Maren Morris and I have a couple of Glenn Campbell, so this is going to really kind of bolster up my growing country collection. You know, every once in a while when I go to the thrift store, it's kind of like a shot in the dark when it comes to quality of the records. There was a Cars record that was at this particular thrift store, and I really wanted it, but the cover was beat up, and I thought, hey, you know what, for $1, it couldn't be that bad. And when I pulled that record out, my heart sank. My heart sank because there was just particles on the play area, and there was even one side that had the inner label just ripped off that said discard, and I was just like, really? You're really inventorying this? It made me a little sick to my stomach, to be completely honest. But in that same bin, I happened to find 2 records, well, the next 2 that I'm going to show you. The first one is Tina Turner's... The first one of those 2 is Tina Turner's Break Every Rule. I'll show you the back here, and you notice the shrink is still on, and it has the awesome, really good condition inner sleeve. And what really amazed me was the quality. It's on the Capitol Records label. This was in pretty much pristine condition. And I honestly couldn't pass it up. I don't know that much Tina Turner music, but just for me it was a very easy. For me, it was a very easy yes, just because of the quality of it. This one was another one that I have not popped on yet. A lot of these I haven't popped on yet just because I've been so busy. And if you follow my Instagram, I actually posted for the first time in a while. I had a friend come over and we went to my favorite record store, which we'll be getting to in just a moment what I picked up there. But now I've actually had a little bit of time that I could block off to really go back and listen to some of my recent pickups. So this will be definitely on the turntable very soon. The next one kind of shocked me. Not in the sense of, it's like, oh, it's a great find, the greatest find ever, but just in terms of back-to-back, these were like back-to-back together and really well taken care of records. I'm like, for all the ones that look like they were thrown against a wall or used as sandpaper to finish a wall or for staining furniture, this was another one that was in really good condition. I couldn't pass it up. It's a Chariots of Fire, Vangelis. A little ring wear on the outside, but it was in its own protective inner sleeve. And I'll show you the label here real quick. It's on the Polydor label. It's just in wonderful, wonderful condition. And Well, I do have a whole bunch of soundtracks in my collection. I really just thought this was interesting to kind of have. You know, soundtracks for me, unless it's like Space Jam, this or that. If it really means a lot to me, I'll grab it. But in the wheelhouse of things, I don't grab too many soundtracks. But this one, just I knew it was special right away when I grabbed it. So, like I said, I went to my favorite record store with my friend. He recently has been, you know, thinking about going to start collecting records, and he's into the old school country. So I decided to take him there. The place that I normally go to, it's Vinyl Days Records and Sound here in Virginia, and I'll leave a link in the description of their store. But I had just gone through, and I thought, well, you know, what can I do with maybe like 15 bucks? And I thought, okay, you know, just looking around, there was like Primus one, this and that. I was like, okay, this and that, you know, just kind of looking around. And I found two really interesting ones. Now, I passed up on one particular one. I'm currently looking to finish my Chicago collection. I have pretty much every single studio album from beginning to not end, but to where Peter Cetera was predominant in the band, and even when Terry Kath had passed away, I had that era as well. But I was looking for the Greatest Hits Volume 1, and I happened to find that, which I'm happily thankful for. But I'm looking for Greatest Hits Volume 2. They had it, but it was just a little too overpriced for me with what I was willing to pay for it. And with this store, I love to go to this store, absolutely, but it's just, I didn't want it that much, to be completely honest. So it's still in my wheelhouse. If I ever do get that, you're going to see a very rare collections video based upon the Chicago stuff that I have. So I'm very looking forward to actually doing a collections video a la VinylCollectorJames style. And I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. But James, there is something very interesting that I picked up today. And if you're watching this video, you kind of inspired me to pick this up. So I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it. And that is Reflex, The Politics of Dancing. James, you put up a whole bunch of videos talking about you know, forgotten relics of the 1980s, these obscure 80s songs, and I loved her when I heard it right away. And you know, I was digging through the bins, and this just happened to pop up, and I was like, whoa, what a crazy coincidence. Because I, you know, was just thinking about, you know, getting back on YouTube and, you know, post another video, and this just happened to pop up, and I was like, I had to grab it. I absolutely had to grab it. I'll show you the front and the back here. And it has still the original, it's a little tight there, sorry. The original inner lyric sleeve. And it's standard black, but it's it's on the Capitol Records label. And like I said, I loved hearing the song Hurt, knew it was on here. I absolutely had to pick it up. And you know, now when I pop this puppy on it, I can't wait to hear the rest of this. But when I put this on, I'll think of you, VinylCollectorJames, and yeah, this was just a fun find. I didn't think I would ever find this, but I did, and I'm like, I had to snatch it up. Now I'll just think of your channel and why I like it so much. And now it's like, I feel like part of you just influenced my collection. So this one I picked up for you, VinylCollectorJames. And when I mean picked up for you, I mean picked up for me in my collection, but you inspired it. I wanted to make that abundantly clear. Those who know me know I'm a major metalhead, and you know, I was digging through the metal section, the extensive metal section at Vinyl Days, and I was really happy to find this particular one. For those who saw my previous pickups video, when I got the Saxon release, I saw this and I thought, you know what, it's relatively cheap. It has just a couple songs, you know, that's kind of what I'm looking for, nothing too big, but it's Saxon's Do It All For You. It says it's a 3-song. I bet you there's a secret track on it. It's 2 songs so far from what I've seen. I absolutely love this just because of the artwork on it. It's very interesting. It is on the, I don't know how to pronounce this, the Carrier Records. Cool, awesome, like pink label there. It's cut at 45 RPM, which I find interesting. So that to me tells me this is a, it tells me that this is a single or it's an audiophile type pressing. Let me see if I can find where this is. It says it's pressed in the UK. I just don't have a year. Let me see if I can find it on the back. I'm going to put this away anyway, so let me do that real quick and I'll look on the back. It does not say, but I will leave, I'll do a little research and leave whatever year it is in the description, but I just picked this up today, the day that I'm filming this. I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but I'm so very excited to have another Saxon release in my collection. The last two I want to show you are long time coming records, and what I mean by that, they're albums that I absolutely love, and they're ones that are higher on my want list. Like, I know I absolutely want these on vinyl eventually one day. For some reason or another, I'd pass it up, or this or that, or circumstances wouldn't lead me to be able to have this particular, you know, record or this and that. But I have 2 that I've notched off the list, and the first one is Fall Out Boy's Save Rock and Roll. It's a double 10-inch record release. It's absolutely amazing. This album means quite a bit to me in terms of, you know, meaning-wise on a couple of songs. It's on its own label, of course, but it's translucent red, and even then I see like a little bit of a dark red streak here as I show you this. I'm going to pop out the other record to show you as well. You always want to be difficult right when I'm trying to film, don't you? That's my Chris Tucker voice, and that's not going in the video. Did want to show you also real quick the lyric sheet. Although I know the words to every single one of these songs because I played it over and over and over again. Before I even had the record. It's one of my favorite albums. Not of all time, but very easily it's in my top I would say 30 albums that are my favorite. And then the other one is another translucent red again. I'm not going to show you fully, but just wanted to show you the inner label. This particular album has a lot of deep meaning to me. For those who know me, and I'm going to explain it to my viewers here, I absolutely love the band Paramore, and their self-titled album had come out, and so had Fall Out Boy's comeback album Save Rock and Roll. So the two bands decided to go on tour, and I went to go see Paramore and Fall Out Boy, got the meet and greet. Got to meet my favorite band, Paramore, and I've talked about that release that I've had in my collection. It's a wall piece. It's signed by the band. That's probably my favorite piece. If there was ever a fire, I'd grab that right away. But this is the other side of the coin, and this was a long time coming record for me, and it sounds fantastic. Even though it's 10-inch, it doesn't feel like it's lacking anything in terms of sound quality and mastering and everything. So I'm absolutely glad to have this in my collection. I've spun this quite a few times, and I'm very happy to have this. The last one I want to show you today is one that is another long time coming record, but this was pretty high on my list when it was announced, and I might get a lot of flack for this one, which I don't care. It's my collection. You can enjoy anything you want to. I'm not going to judge you for it, but this one for me has quite a deep meaning, just overall in terms of my life and where I was at that point in time in my life, and where I was thinking musically, what I was enjoying, this and that. So when this was announced that it was coming on vinyl, and all the rest of her albums were coming on vinyl, I wanted this one, couldn't get it. Amazon finally had it at a good price. But I have a little bit of story there with that. So I ordered it and got it in, and honestly, it looked like someone just shuffleboarded it across the floor. There was an X mark in one of my favorite songs. Like, you could easily tell that it was a deep scratch. So luckily I contacted Amazon. They sent me a brand new version, which I believe the version that I got was a repackage. I believe the version I got was a repackage. So I sent it back to them, got this one. Sounds absolutely amazing, is good to go. But without further much ado, I'd like to show you that I got Taylor Swift Speak Now. I could talk for an hour and a half about what this album means to me, but it's just absolutely wonderful. If you have the CD, the gatefold is just all the lyrics, basically the CD booklet just done up really well. All her special coding is in there. Both records sound fantastic. They just have the Speak Now. If you bought the CD, it has it's basically on the front cover of the CD when you pull it out of the jacket. It's just all the hands that say Speak Now. Let me put this away real quick. For me, this is one of the best sounding records that I have. Marcy Playground is up there. Had I had this at the time I did my top 50 albums for my 50 subscribers special, which again, I thank you so much if you've ever subscribed to me. If you like what you see and you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to try to be a little bit better about posting. I can't make any promises just because of the way my life is, but I really enjoy posting these videos, and for anybody coming to watch, I absolutely thank you. If you've ever commented, I just, again, want to say thank you so very much. But if I had this album at the time that I did my top 50, this would have been easily in the top 10. It's just one of those absolutely fantastic albums from beginning to end. And I would argue that this is her best album. Now, I love Red, I love Fearless, I love her self-titled album, and I even love 1989. But this, to me, is some of her best work, and it has my favorite song by her, called Haunted. If you haven't heard that song, I'm going to leave a link in the description. It's one of those genre-bending songs. It's got a little bit of country, it's got a little bit of rock, got a little bit of metal, got a little bit of soul in it, and just the way Taylor's voice carries throughout that song is just, it leaves me with goosebumps every single time I hear it. And when I heard it the first time blasting through my stereo speakers, I got goosebumps. I got legitimate goosebumps, and that's one reason why I collect records, and that's why I really love Taylor so much, is that her music can do that for me. So thank you so very much for watching this quick pickups video. I hope it's not too long. As I'm filming this, I don't know how long I've been sitting behind the camera, but I hope you enjoy your Sunday. And leave me a comment letting me know what you're currently listening to right now, and what you've been picking up, and you know, just what you think of vinyl in general. I'd love to hear what you have to say. So until the next time, as I always say, when the waters get rough, keep on sailing.